Avengers Infinity War, Tekken in space. Now I'm going to avoid spoilers in this, so don't panic. Avengers Infinity War is a big all-in crash bash smash superhero movie where they all get together in a handful of big fights in all manner of places, all trying to stop genocidal maniac Thanos from acquiring all 6 of the Infinity Stones, since if he does, he'll be able to destroy the entire universe. So, easy task, right? Either way, it'll take 149 minutes to sort it out, since this is the longest Avengers film to date. At the start of the film, Mr. T already has 2 of the stones, for some reason. Was that in Avengers Age of Ultron? I forget. I'm sure someone will inform me in the comments. But hold everything, since first of all there's a ginormous circular hoover up in the sky, and it's causing a ruckus. That's all I'll say about the plot, because A, you don't want spoilers, and B, well, there's not much plot left to spoil. So I'm just going to summarise my thoughts. Before you can say, oh no, it's Spider-Boy again. There's a lot of crash bash smash. First there's crash bash smash in space. Then there's crash bash smash in Scotland. Then there's crash bash smash in nowhere. Then there's crash bash smash in Volmir. Then crash bash smash in Wakanda. Gotta have Wakanda in there, since a hype machine ensured Black Panther took more money than can be counted. So fans need a quick return trip. Then crash bash smash on Titan. Then crash bash smash on whatever it's called. I was losing track by this point. That scene also got a giant Peter Dinklage in there for no apparent reason. Yes, he's a dwarf, and they made him a giant. Still, you only get the difference when he's on screen at the same time as those of regular height. The rest of the time, I didn't even notice. Aside from a lot of crash bash smash, what there's a fair bit less of is humour. What there is comes mostly from Drax or repetitive jokes, such as Thor constantly referring to Rocket Raccoon as Rabbit. However, all too often, it was a case of let's all stand around and give plot exposition, usually with lots of moralising. And now some thoughts in random bullet point mode. Everyone always complained that we've got a situation. And then, for 2 of my favourite characters in this, there's Josh Brolin giving gravitas to Thanos, and then there's Mantis. Always Mantis. Love Mantis. However, it might not be quite what you're thinking if I say there's a moment where she sat on his face. Still, lucky boy. There was a time when Bruce Banner was having trouble turning into Hulk for some unknown reason. In the 80s ZX Spectrum game, the easy answer to that was always bite lip. But I was just surprised that no one made a cheap joke about him being old and not being able to manage it. Also, Iron Man and Doctor Strange are like a battle of the crap ghosties. Meanwhile, Captain America has a beard, like all men too lazy to shave. Peter Dinklage, as I mentioned, he also pops up, and by now he must have eclipsed Kevin Bacon as the person who's connected to the most people in TV and movies, as per the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon theory. Bacon. In fact, Kevin Bacon also gets a name check in this film, but he's not there in person. Groot is often shown playing an 80s handheld video game, which were all the rage back then, so presumably this came from Peter Quill's stash. The game shown is Defender, which I don't recall playing, but looks cool though. The trouble with the Avengers is that, especially in a film like this, with all of them coming together, pretty much except Ant-Man I think, as Paul Rudd was presumably busy filming that sequel, is that no matter what baddies they face and whatever they do, there's always one of them who'll come in to do their party piece and blast them out of existence. I still don't understand how Vision became real. And whenever I see a war-ravaged planet, I think of my house when a builder had ripped it apart ahead of the refurbishment. It looked like hell had come. Looks great now though, but right then it was like the centre of the earth had cracked open and shown you its core. Now, I didn't go into this film hyped up as such. In fact, I went in with the thought of, let's get this over with, and at least it'll look good on a big screen. Why? Because I've grown tired of superhero movies, as I've mentioned a number of times in the past year in my reviews, since they're pretty much all the same. Such as when Captain America Civil War was just a rehash of Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, I'd heard Thor Ragnarok was good, so I planned to see that on the big screen last October. Alas, after finally catching up on Thor and Thor the Dark World, I found those so dull, I just skipped it. I caught up recently and I wasn't wowed by it. I skipped Black Panther as I'd seen enough of him in Civil War, and I did not need an origin film. Plus, all the critics seemed bothered about was the fact that the hype machine was focused on so much. This was the first superhero film centered around a black character and all about race, but nothing about whether the film was entertaining in any way. So as I come to a hiatus with the Marvel films, only going to occasional ones, well, to be honest, all I can think of that interests me, outside of another, well, maybe another big mashup like this one, is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, since while they're baggy and overlong, they're at least quite a lot of fun. However, Ant-Man and the Wasp can easily do one. Paul Rudd has zero charm. Now, when's Justice League Part 2 coming? That first one was hugely enjoyable. Oh, for information about what shows up after the credits, check out my review in the link below. So what did I give it out of 10? Again, no video of me, and so pictures instead. Is that better than my usual review where I'm on screen? Let me know in the comments below. Please like this video, share with your friends and subscribe if you haven't already, and cue Genesis. I still don't understand how Vision became real. Whenever I see a war-ravaged planet, I think of my house where my builder had ripped it apart ahead of the refurbishment. It looked like hell had come. Looks great now though, but right then, it was like the centre of the earth had cracked open and shown you its core.